So we're now interviewing Mr. Angar, CEO of Mongolian Stock Exchange. So my question will be about the financial tools that should be somehow introduced into the Mongolian Stock Exchange and capital market. So more in detail on this, please.
Yes. Over the last 24 years, Mongolian Stock Exchange were trading mostly stocks, equities. But as the time passed by, the liquidity of these equities decreased quite sharply. So in the recent years, it's really difficult to buy and sell the company shares because of the low supply of these shares. So therefore, the Mongolian Stock Exchange wanted to introduce new instruments, new financial instruments that are attractable to the public. So in this regard, we introduced government securities starting from November of last year. But it was only short-term debt securities ranging from 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year. So over the last 5 years, I hope, we successfully traded the short-term government securities. So far, we sold over 150 billion Tugriks worth of securities, which is equal to about, let's say, 80 million US dollars. So I think it's quite significant number, quite significant improvement in terms of MSE trading, daily average turnover. But we don't want to stop here. We want to introduce more products. So in this sense, starting from next week, we are introducing, in consultation with the Minister of Finance, of course, the long-term government securities. So starting from next week, we will be trading 3-year and 5-year long-term government securities. So, but one might be wondering, why is it important for the, let's say, companies or general public that MSE is trading government securities? I mean, theoretically, it sets the benchmark for the whole economy. So, which means it sets the interest rate or yield that is minimum to the economy. So, which means the companies, the individuals, corporations can use this benchmark to raise their own debt or equity financing. So, also, I think this is already given us the benefits already. So we are expecting a couple of kind of significantly big IPOs this year. I mean, except of course ETT, and then another, let's say, 2 to 3 small and medium-sized IPOs or new issues. So I think in terms of turnover and trading volume, I think MSE is looking quite good this year.
So how about the support from the government, first of all, and then from the Financial Regulatory Commission on top of the Bank of Mongolia on introducing new financial instruments?
Yes, so far we have full support from the Minister of Finance, who is the issuer of these government debt securities. So, of course, the Minister of Finance will make any decisions regarding whether they want to increase or decrease the debt security sales at MSE. But so far, they've been supportive of developing Mongolian capital market and the capacity building at the Mongolian Stock Exchange, and etc. So we have full support of Minister of Finance. The reason behind is the government of Mongolia last year, I think it was in May, transferred the shareholder rights and privileges to Minister of Finance. Over the last 24 years, the Minister of Finance, the Mongolian Stock Exchange was owned and administered by State Property Committee, but the management changed last year.
So how about building the credibility for entering the foreign investors into capital market here?
So I think, of course, the building credibility in Mongolia, it's a big issue, it's an important issue. But currently MSE is a small part of this. But still we have to do our own homework. We still have to try our best. So at MSE level we are trying. So the first the step that we need to build credibility is, of course, the MSE need to be efficient. MSE needs to be productive, and MSE needs to be credible enough.
And on top of that, I think also about the transparency and the governance of the corporation.
Those are, I mean, kind of like medium-term goals. But in short term, we are trying to demonstrate to the market, to the public, that MSE is at least, let's say, credible by showing profits in the last 3 consecutive months. So now, starting from this year, MSE is, at least the operations are showing some financial profits.
That's really good news. Thank you for your time.